welcome to Focus on FCT as we put our searchlight on policies and programs of the FCT administration, all geared towards making Abuja take its rightful place in Committee of Nations. I am Mariam George Jitubo.
Residents of the Federal Capital Territory are hereby alerted to the activities of scavengers, also known as Babambola, which security agencies have identified as a high-level security threat to not only the residents but also to our infrastructure as they perpetrate petty stealing and acts of vandalism on public utilities. More so, they are drug peddlers, serve as spies to terrorist elements, and are ready-made tools for the public disturbances during which they attack people with dangerous weapons. The Federal Capital Territory Administration therefore reiterates that the ban on scavengers aka Bababula operating within the Federal Capital City is still in force. These miscreants are advised to stay off the streets of the Federal Capital City for their own good, as defaulters will be apprehended and prosecuted, including parents of underage children involved in these practices. Relevant agencies are carrying out enforcement of this ban as stipulated. Be law-abiding always. Let's together build the FCT of our dreams. Management announcer.
It is no longer news that the Federal Capital City in recent times has witnessed increase in temporary activities at different construction sites, from the resurfacing of some roads within the city center to the rehabilitation and completion of critical infrastructure. The nation's capital city is already wearing a new look. In an interview, the Executive Secretary, Federal Capital Development Authority, Engineer Shehu Hadi Ahmed, puts in perspective what informed this cheering development of the renewed commitment of the Nyesom Wike-led administration of giving the capital city a facelift in line with the dreams of the founding fathers. These and more will come your way shortly. Do stay with the program. Joining me now is the Executive Secretary of the Federal Capital Development Authority, in the person of Engineer Shehu Hadi Ahmed. Glad to have you join us on Focus on FCT.
It's a pleasure always being with you. Thank you very much.
Let's kickstart on this note. We notice increase in tempo of activities at most construction sites. What informed this development?
Thank you very much, Mariam. And I think this is not a question coming from you or the NTA alone. There's general acclaim from the general public that what actually is happening is it's not more than that. On the coming of the new Minister for the FCT, especially the Home Minister, Barrister Nyesom Wike, CON, he noted that a lot of the projects in the past had been suffering inadequate budgetary provisions, and this informed delay in the delivery of most construction, that is infrastructure projects. He decided to identify what he considered as very critical, and indeed they are critical as such. Decided that he is going to give them an enhanced funding, going into a real terms with the contractors, that he wants to speed up the delivery of these projects, because they have or they're going to have direct impact on the operation of the functionality of the city, and of course in the enhancing the living standard of the city's populace. He decided that such projects, he is going to go into a covenant with the contractors. He has a period of delivery. If funding had been the challenge, he is going to go into a covenant. They must be able to deliver within so period. He is going to ensure sustained funding such that this project must be delivered within the covenanted delivery period that has been assigned, notwithstanding whatever is the construction period already delayed on the project. And most of the contractors yield to that because if funding has been the issue, he said he's going to, through the internally generated revenue, make a portion amount that will be required to deliver this project. And for you to start off, there is an advance that is ready to pay. Then on monthly basis, there are certain amount that he's going to ensure he releases to the various project sites. And this, the contractors picked up the challenge. And surprisingly, almost on all the sites, you can see that there is enhanced project delivery. Many of the sites that you are seeing now have been promised to be delivered before the end of the first year in office of the present administration. So that in celebrating the 1 year in office, there are a lot of projects which otherwise by our conventional budgetary provisions, in which a project of 50 billion, for example, under normal budgetary allocations, you find that at best 2 billion or 3 billion will be appropriated for that project. Going by that, if a project is 50 billion, at 3 billion, or even at best 5 billion, you're saying 10 years. At 3 billion, it will be 15 years, in that order. Now, the covenant is going into, I'm going to make sure, not per annum now, monthly, I'm going to give you 3 billion. So we're talking of 15 months. Or if it's 5 billion, we're talking of 10 months. If you covenant that you are going to deliver it, you sign what you call an irrevocable standing payment order, which will now allow you to draw as a contractor as you deliver this project. And this is what we're having almost on all the sites. And they are there on site, and we have seen really enhanced performance from the contractors.
Resurfacing and rehabilitation of some roads within the city center has been flagged off. What is the state of the ongoing rehabilitation works?
On the coming of the Wike administration in FCT, he accepted to deliver this project, especially that many of the roads within all the districts of Wuse 1 and Garki 1 district, these are the older generation districts. They precede Wuse 2, Garki 2, Maitama, and Asokoro. These are the original districts that were developed at the onset of the development of the Abuja city. So many of the roads projects have become outlived their service life. Normally, a road is asphaltic roads are constructed to last a period of 15 to 20 years. In FCT, actually, we had an improved or enhanced road development system in which our standard and specification makes our road to last 25 to 30 years. And having provided this period, the only thing is to see to enhancing the service life of the, and we do that by resurfacing it. Resurfacing is achieved by scarifying in areas where these asphalt surfaces have been have failed and showing some weariness also. You scarify, you remove that asphalt and you replace it by a new one. That is what we call resurfacing. A new technology is to even mill. You mill and then you can recycle some of the mill product. These are things that can enhance the characters of the roads within these districts of Wuse and Garki. And he adopted it, flagged it up, and adopted the same financing principle. That this must be delivered, in fact, 5 months, period. Even if you had proposed to do it 8 months or 12 months or so, he cuts down. This is if payment not being equal. Yeah, okay, I'm going to ensure that we are going to ensure sustained payment. So he reduced almost all the category of completion period to be delivered within 5 months. And we went into that, and you can see the beehive of activity that is happening almost in all the areas. We say from zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, zone 5, zone 6, zone 7. We have moved around. There are virtually almost all the roads that are involved being resurfaced. And I think it's, of course, there are some few inconveniences to the neighborhood in terms of traffic movement. You just left your house this morning. Well, on coming by, you find that that road has been scarified, and you are being asked that you have to divert also. These are few inconveniences that some of the neighborhood had to accommodate or bear with us. But over time, you are now going to have a seamless traffic flow within. Most of the potholes, cracks, and undue failed edge caps, some will have been blocked drainages, what do you call it, vandalized belly pot covers also, and manhole covers. All these have been incorporated in what you have termed as road rehabilitation work. Beyond resurfacing, we're also rehabilitating all the failed portions of the road. And I think we are in close monitoring of that. And surprisingly, I must be very honest with you, it has come to a stage that even the minister is now awaiting for these contractors to turn in their performance invoices and certificates so that we can pay them as has been promised. And many of them are holding on to this delivery. We are pushing them that they want to deliver completely before they turn in. And we will say we have a payment structure that we want to also. So we are just receiving the invoices now, and he's ready to pay them as a sustained effort so that we can go into other phases, because he's taking up Asokoro as well as Metama districts failed roads as well.
Still talking rehabilitation, the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, while inspecting some ongoing rehabilitation works on two national monuments, that is the National Mosque and the Christian Center, also commended the development and approved funds for them. How would you react to this development?
Of course, very commendable. That is my reaction. When you have your principal to inspect your project site, and he gave his nod and appreciation of what he has seen on ground, to the extent that based on this size being considered or facility being considered as national monuments, the managers of those places on the side of the National Mosque, the Abuja National Mosque Management Board and their technical team were on ground to receive the minister. While on the side of the National Christian Center, the President Khan himself, along with Honorable Secretary General and all other clergies, were on ground to receive the Honorable Minister. And the minister wanted to hear from them. What other things, as additional works, do you require from them? Because he's impressed with what he has seen being done in these two maintain and rehabilitate them lies with the FCT, as has been enshrined by the federal government. So he said, if there are anything to do that, in principle, he has even granted the approval in principle. So once it is packaged abroad, and they must at least remain within justifiable envelope, he is going to see to it. That was what happened yesterday when he went around the two locations, and they were all happy. The National Mosque, they prayed for him. At the National Christian Center, they prayed for the minister for sustained effort, and of course to see to his tenure very smoothly.
And before I let you go, you appeal to contractors and residents, especially now that the new sheriff is in town.
Yes, a new sheriff and a Mr. Project, as he's called, and he has shown his real admiration of being identified as Mr. Project, because Abuja Project, as it is so named, the development of building a new city, is about seeing to the delivery of functional projects. And as it is, given the disposition of Mr. Minister Barrister Ezenwa Wike, CON, he has shown the will to really deliver these projects as will be required. So our appeal to, on one part, well, the contractors have no any other option but to see to the delivery of such projects on time as has been coordinated with them in the various contract agreements signed with them. And especially that we are ensuring that payments are made as at when due. They have no business to delay our project's delivery period. And I think many of them have taken up this. They have arranged with their various suppliers and subcontractors to see to the fact that these projects are indeed delivered. That is the conventional contracts as well as the reservation and rehabilitation works. That is giving the room for even many more to be looked into. And gradually, he has taken up some which he considered critical and gradually is adding up and building onto this. So it should be to the in the interest of the contractors to see to the delivery of each seamless, satisfactory, and successful delivery of whatever project they are handling, which will allow for the minister to key into some other project. Many of them are handling more than just a project. So if one of your project is picked, there's tendency another can be taken. Already I know of 2 contractors without having to mention that many of their projects have now been enlisted. And this can be a factor. More than 2, in fact, about 4 contractors. Initially they started with 1. Along the line now they have more than, some more than 2, and some have 2 or so already on board. So this can apply to all others, going by the way we are seeing. On the residents, I think it's very clear case of having what has over time remained in a very dwindling state, especially areas where these resurfacing and rehabilitation works are being embarked upon. You go to some locations, you find that some people have annexed drainages, converted them into walkways, built over them also, and these are not acceptable. And as part of the efforts we are making with this, our rehabilitation and resurfacing contract, is to recover and restore these drainage channels, as well as to clear them and provide a more effective way of ensuring that this will no longer be compromised. And we expect that the residents, especially on successful completion and delivery of the roads within their environment, they should see to it that they guard it jealously. Because if you destroy or vandalize public infrastructure facilities, the money that will have been used to develop new other infrastructure will have to be reverted to rehabilitate what otherwise could have been avoided in the first instance. There used to be an adage: if you see something, say something. And I think this is the right time to say it. You don't wait. If you see somebody vandalizing a public facility, it behoves on you to see to it that you call the attention of the appropriate authority, so that if you cannot stop it yourself, the authority can come to see to it that this is prevented, so that we can have the facilities run an extended lifespan. I think that is my position.
It's always a delight having you on Focus on FCT, sir.
It's really a pleasure having you and to discuss issues revolving around the development of Abuja City. It's always a delight to discuss and convey what we think we are doing best. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The FCT administration has observed an increase in the influx of street beggars into the city and metropolis. When you give alms directly to street beggars, you encourage this unwholesome practice with its attendant risks to all. Remember, street begging remains banned in the FCT. Residents are encouraged to channel their alms through recognized channels as the churches, mosques, and orphanages. A better approach which still guarantees the reward of your kind gesture, as neither Islam nor Christianity encourages begging. This way, we can rid the city of this menace. To keep Abuja safe is our collective responsibility. Play your part. This message is from the FCT administration.
Well said there, and you have heard from the man in charge of the city development. Indeed, we have a new sheriff in town, popularly known as Mr. Project. Up next is review of FCT activities for the past week.
This delegation, sir, is led by the
Represent Rivers People's Interest well in the National Assembly. FCT Minister Nyesom Wike told the 10th National Assembly caucus from his home state who paid him solidarity visit. The minister did not mince words while expressing how endearing the political structure is to him, warning against tampering with the political structure he had built over the years.
Why did he appoint me here? To support him, to help him achieve his renewed hope agenda. And so I owe it all. Very much committed to see that Mr. President achieves that agenda from renewed hope. But I'm interested in the political structure of Rivers State.
Leader of the delegation and minority leader of the House of Representatives, Kingsley Chinda, says the visit is to show solidarity and express their unalloyed support for the minister. They also expressed appreciation to President Tinubu for appointing him as FCT minister. They, however, condemned the political crisis rocking the state.
The appointment is very well deserved, being a reward for your trademark of hard work and struggle for an egalitarian society where equity and justice is the hallmark. Today we are here in solidarity with you to thank you very immensely and profusely for your invaluable support to all of us from Rivers State and the National Assembly.
Members of the Rivers State National Assembly caucus who visited Wiki are all the 3 senators from Rivers State and 11 House of Representative members. Funds for the renovation of the Abuja National Mosque and the Economical Center have been released, signaling the planned commencement of repair works at the 2 national monuments. These were the words of the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike during the on-the-spot assessment of the worship centers.
I've given approval that the money should be released to the contractors to complete the additional work. While the Christian Center had requested for a phase 2, which I said that I'll look at the cost. If it's within what the FCT can do on their own, we'll likely go ahead. But if it is what's above our threshold, we'll have to go back to Mr. President for approval. But what it tells you that it is in line with the agenda of Mr. President, the Daily Hope agenda of running an inclusive government, not abandoning national monuments like this, which is part of our pride. Look at what we saw at the mosque, the landscaping. See what we've seen here, see the landscaping. It adds beauty to the city.
Now, let's stand by for our sanitation watch for the week.
In what could be termed serving a bitter breakfast tea, the FCT Combined Enforcement Team stormed the Area 1 shopping mall area and cleared all the contravening structures. Mostly affected are petty traders doing business along the road and illegal car mats where some vehicles were being impounded and towed away. The measure, according to the leader of the team and director of the Development Control Department, Mukhtar Galadima, is to restore sanity in the area, saying that safety and health of the people will not be compromised.
You recall that when we came, we met the Kilishi people selling, and the condition was not good for a city like this. So we removed them temporarily we sanitize the place. Now we are putting some structures as part of integration measures so that they can also be part of the city system. You know, after the exercise, there were a lot of cries that the Kilishi people form a very important segment of the economy of the city. So a lot of people call that they need to be integrated. So based on that and having done some studies, we now try to put them back in an aesthetically pleasant manner in such a way that they will not constitute nuisance.
Change is inevitable. Things are bad. Where is not supposed to be a motor park, somebody will create a motor park. Where is not supposed to be a market, somebody will create a market. And when you come to say, look, here is not supposed to be a market, he brings sentiment. Oh, you are doing it because the people who are trading there. Oh, he brings somebody. Oh, because our people that are trading here. This is not market. We have market where motor parks are supposed to be.
And this is where we call it a day on the program this week. Keep a date with us next week, same time, same station. I am Mariam George Jitpo.